Well, it was obviously well-played game. We got off to a tough start on the mound. We ran into a lot of offensive counts, but Brandon was able to pitch his way out of it. Obviously, his pitch count got up there. I thought Cade came in and did an outstanding job. Obviously, he made that one mistake on the 0-2 count, but other than that, he pitched great. And I thought Brandon pitched great. Came down to one pitch. Offensively, we struck out 20 times tonight. They only walked 2. I just think our swings were a little bit big tonight, and we've handled the moment really well tonight. Offensively, I think we kind of got caught up in it a little bit, and that kind of resulted in the strikeouts. But with that being said, we got Hurston going tomorrow, and we'll do everything we can to win tomorrow and force a game 3. That's simple.
Okay, we'll open up for questions for the student athletes first. Please raise your hand. We'll get a hand mic to you and tell us who you're directing the question to. We'll start with Kevin.
Yeah, question for either hitter. What made Floyd so tough tonight in your mind in terms of his stuff?
I mean, I think he's just a great pitcher in general. He has a fastball that kind of plays like it rides a little bit with an induced vertical break. It's a lower slot. The shadow isn't the easiest thing at the beginning of the game either. I think it got shown for both teams in the first couple innings. But, yeah, he's a great pitcher that went out there and threw it really well tonight. What else could you ask for a guy in the College World Series giving you a bunch of really good innings and limited their bullpen use tonight. So they played a great game.
Wyatt?
Yeah, pretty much what BT said. He's a really good pitcher as it is, and tonight was just his night, and that's just kind of how it went about, and that's just what it was, I guess.
Okay, next question. Yeah, Matt.
Matty Raines, White and Blue Review, BT. I saw you shaking your head when Sully was going through the walk-to-strikeout ratio. What did you feel like was so frustrating about the at-bats tonight? Aside from Floyd, I guess. Sorry.
Yeah, everybody just didn't have their night. Your best players have to play the best when it matters the most to win games and like this. It's one pitch that completely changes the game, obviously. Tonight was a perfect example of that. And, they just won way too many pitches or more pitches than we won tonight. And sadly, that's the name of the game sometimes. But, all we can do is move on to tomorrow and, like Sully said, try to force a game 3.
Okay. Oh, Kevin again.
Wyatt, I'm curious your thoughts, your emotions in the bottom of the 10th when you hit that line drive. It looked like it was, maybe going over the left fielder's head. Did you think it had a shot, and how tough was that, for him to make that catch?
Yeah, I knew I hit the ball good. I just hit it right at him. So obviously that sucks, and it's probably something I'll never forget looking back on it. But that's just baseball, really. You can hit the ball as hard as you can, but sometimes it just goes right at him. So that's just part of it.
Okay, Brandon.
Brendan Prizeman, Omaha World Herald. BT, you've caught for Brandon Sproat for a couple of years now. What can you say about his mentality tonight and how he was able to get out of a lot of those jams in the early innings?
Well, I think he had to get out of a lot of jams, like Sully said, because we got in a lot of deeper counts, and there are a bunch of really good hitters that don't like to strike out and like to get themselves in advantage counts and do damage, and that's exactly what they did. So it didn't really play into our favor that we weren't getting ahead of guys. But yeah, whenever Sproat got in jams like that, he kind of pulled himself together and made some pitches when it mattered the most, but ran up his pitch count really fast, and he was out after 4 innings. So that didn't really play into our plan, but yeah, I guess he got out of jams when he had to.
Okay, Joe.
Joe Healy, D1 Baseball. BT, how much of an advantage do you feel like it is for your club? You get to come back with Waldrop tomorrow, just given how well he's thrown for y'all lately.
Yeah, well, anytime that guy gets on the mound is a great advantage for us. Ultimately, we have to go out and execute. I think execution is the most important thing right now. You can throw out all the talent. You can throw out everything else. All that matters right now is if you execute and make the pitch when it matters. Or the at-bat when it matters, or the defensive play when it matters, because if you don't, you're going to lose to good teams like LSU. So, yeah, we have to go out tomorrow and attack and bring the game to them, and that's all we can do.
We have time for one more question if anybody wants to take it. Kevin, just beat you.
Yeah, for either player, just mindset going into tomorrow, and how do you feel about having Hurston on the mound?
Wyatt?
Yeah, I mean, like BT just said, anytime Hurston gets on the mound, we know we have a really good chance to win. So, I mean, obviously we're trying to flush tonight and just come in tomorrow ready to play.
BT?
Can't dwell on tonight. I mean, it's in the past. We've been in this position before where our back was up against the wall and we're taking punches and we got to throw some back. So it's a matter of us going out there and attacking and playing our best baseball. And if we don't, then, that's just how it rolls. But we're going to do everything in our power to play our best baseball tomorrow and force a game 3 on Monday.
Okay. Guys, thank you.
Yep, thank you.
See you tomorrow. Okay, we'll have questions for Sully now. And somebody, okay, Matt.
Michael Friar with Berg Sports Network. Coach, BT just mentioned, can't dwell on the moment. For a guy to say something like that for a leader, how confident are you in your senior leaders to flush and move on?
Yeah, I think it's hard right now, once they get back to the hotel, take a shower, get something to eat. But we will have them ready to play tomorrow. And this team has shown fight the entire year. We've had a situation in the regionals. We had to win 3 in a row, and we're able to do that. We're going to need some other guys to step up in the pen, but we certainly feel confident that they will. We've got a bunch of guys that have not even stepped on the mound yet, but they'll be ready to play tomorrow.
Okay, Matt.
There wasn't much contact made, even just to stay alive in counts against Ty tonight. What did you see in the type of at-bats that you guys had against him?
Well, I think it's a combination of things. We had a game plan coming in, and, he threw good. I mean, it's really that simple. But from our standpoint, when you look back, there were some swings with 2 strikes that were maybe a little bit too big, swings that we hadn't taken in the past. Or in a while, but I thought we took some fastballs on the outer half of the plate early in the count to get us behind the count. He threw just enough breaking balls to keep us off his fastball, and we chased a bunch of up fastballs, and he pitched really good. But like in games like this, it comes down to 1 at bat, 1 pitch, and I'm looking at they walked 2 guys in 11 innings. We walked 8, and it's part of it. It wasn't our best night, but we played 11 innings and lost by a pitch on a 1-0 count. And, we didn't play our best baseball, but the message tomorrow is, we got nothing to lose at this point. We're in the College World Series and playing in the finals. We lost by a run. Everybody's disappointed, but we can't let this leak into tomorrow.
Okay, Kevin.
Coach, I'm curious about your thoughts about the bullpen tonight pitching unit extra innings. I mean, they had to go 7. Just your thoughts on maybe some of the performances, and then bringing Cade back out to start the 8th. You were just looking for another inning from him. Yeah,
I mean, he was throwing the ball good. I mean, it's 1 pitch. I mean, when you strike out 5 over 3 1/3, walk nobody, it's 1 pitch on 0-2 count. That there's no one feels worse than he does. But it's our job to make sure he's focused tomorrow. I mean, that's part of the game. It's just sometimes it comes down to 1 pitch. But Cade knows what he's doing. We wouldn't be here without him right now. So, we'll boost up his spirits tomorrow and get him ready to go.
Okay, Brendan.
Brendan Preisman, Omaha World Herald. Coach, you mentioned needing more guys to step up out of the bullpen. Obviously, Sproat didn't go maybe as deep into the game as you would want him to, only 4 innings pitched, but 3rd straight game with 100-plus pitches. What does it mean to you that you've got an experienced guy like that that's able to bounce back out of jams and keep that pitch count up and going as late into the game as possible?
You talking about Hurston?
No, about Sproat tonight, managing to get out of some of those jams early in the game, and even though his pitch count was up, stay in the game as long as he could. Yeah,
I mean, the bottom line is he left and kept us close, within 1 swing of the bat. Certainly hoped that he'd gone deeper into the game, but the other guys did pick him up. Like I said, it came down to when you lose games by 1 run or win games by 1 run, it it comes down to one this or that. But in this situation, there was quite a few things that led to us to this point right now. So, you know, we've had a lot of good fortune, and the ball that Wyatt hit, if it's over his head or 5 more feet to the left or right, we're in a different position. But, you know, it is what it is. We got outplayed tonight, but our job is to make sure these guys are ready to go tomorrow.
Okay, we have time for one last question. And if not, we'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks.
You got it. See you tomorrow.
Thanks, buddy.